Breaking news. The entire crypto space has just printed this bloodbath of a candle right here. This is the most important, the biggest, and the deadliest candle that Bitcoin has printed in recent years. This candle right here with a long wick to the upside, a thin body heading into our prior market top in 2021 is a huge, huge warning sign. This is hot off the press. This is going to dramatically affect every one of your favorite altcoins and every one of your favorite cryptos for many, many months to come. We have to identify what is this candle and what does it mean, and the most important thing, what you should be doing right now that we just printed this candle hot off the press. Let's get into it. Welcome. I'm Steve. Here we deliver honest, sponsorship-free TA with genuine value. Subscribe for a no BS approach that actually helps you. Subscribe. We're on the total market cap. We are on the 2-month chart. Total market cap means it has all altcoin data and all Bitcoin data, every coin on planet Earth right here in one simple candle, easy to understand. This candle just printed, hot off the press. It's easily one of the biggest warning signs that Bitcoin has gotten in years. This candle has significant power and significant meaning and a huge hidden message that we are going to uncover during this video. But make no mistake, this is hot off the press and it's the most important candle in recent years. Now, take a look. What we can see is that not only did this body of the candle close below this white line, but we have a huge wick to the upside and little to no lower wick. This is a very specific type of candle with a very clear and powerful message that we're going to deliver. But let's talk about how we got here. We've got to return the clocks all the way to 2021 when we were rallying into this area. And by the way, this is the total market cap structure. It's quite different than Bitcoin's structure. Bitcoin had a very different double top than the altcoin market, and Bitcoin had a very different rally into this zone than altcoins did. I'm going to explain at the end of the video the distinct difference and what does it mean for your favorite altcoins. But structurally, wow, they couldn't be more different. We're going to discuss that at the end of the video. But as you can see, 2021, in the altcoin market, we had top number 1 right here in May, and we had top number 2 right here in November. Keep in mind, these are 2-month candles. Each candle represents 2 months of price action for all of your favorite altcoins and everything in crypto. But it started with this massive rally. This massive rally was coming guns a-blazing into this area right here that we were met with resistance in March 2021. So we had this resistance zone starting here for 2 months, resistance at this area, which is at about $2.2 trillion. Right as we entered into this area, we spent 2 months getting rejected at that area. We moved on to the next candle and we continued our journey of getting rejected at exactly that area. Just about 2 trillion, 2.1 trillion, getting heavy resistance. This candle was slightly different, meaning we created a little bit of a higher wick to the upside, but it was sold off real quick. People were taking heavy profits in this area. Smart money was all over it. We also had a wick to the low side, right? So this candle, it was more volatile than the prior candle, but still the same story. Heavy resistance at precisely the same area. So for 4 months in a row, we were met with heavy resistance at the same area. We moved on to the next candle, and it was the same story. But we had more momentum on our side this time, meaning our wick didn't go as high. We were still met with resistance at exactly the same area, but on this time, we had a lower wick to our side, which means we had a secret power of momentum to help us get through here. In other words, we spent 6 months resistance at the same area, but this time we were showing strength that we could break through it. That's precisely what we did in the following months. However, we created this zone of resistance that we have seen up until today be absolutely ridiculously strong. So we used that wick to the downside. We broke through that 2.2 trillion, and we were met with our next level, which is 2.6 trillion. And we created this zone of resistance, this zone of profit taking. So we did come up here. However, we did wick down and confirm that market structure that we had started to create back in January 21 with this candle, confirming it with this wick. Then we created our double top that following 2 months, right? In other words, we spent 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 months getting resistance at that same channel, that same zone that played a major role in the candle of a bloodbath candle that just printed, right? So we were here. We had our double top. We wicked out of this zone, but again, that wick was not helpful to us. That just pushed us down further, and we felt the next 2 months back into that original zone that we had created. We wicked into that upper zone, but we were pushed back down really fast, and we started to create this structure for the following 2 months after that as well. So we spent 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 months. 14 months inside of this exact channel, this exact zone that we are playing with at the moment. The exact zone that helped us print this bloodbath of a candle hot off the press. This exact zone for 14 consecutive months in the same zone. Tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. I cannot stress that enough, because when it comes to structure, you look left, you find it. This is so powerful. Let's take a look at what happened after that. 14 months in a row in this channel. We spent the next 2 months absolutely plummeting. Why? We finally broke that channel. 14 months in a row, we were holding structure in that channel. This is the one that broke it. Look at how big of a candle that was. That's how strong that channel was. It broke, and it was an absolute parabolic bloodbath to the downside, right? And then we actually, with that candle, we created our market structure bottom, right? If you look at it, we're on the 2-month chart, right? The 2-month chart, and we zoom out, we look left for structure. This is our 2018 top. It came into that structure, and we went and broke that key structure that we had been in for 14 months. We plummeted, and our wick brought us right to this pivot high. This is precisely when we called market bottom number 1. We called the bottom here. We called the double bottom here. At the time that we called bottom, people literally wanted to put us into the insane asylum hospital. We had called a mega crash at 48. They called us crazy there. Then we called the bottom here. They really thought we were crazy, because everyone was absolutely convinced we're going below 10K. The high majority of people at the time, more than 75, 80%, were completely and utterly against what I was saying, but that's okay. I love charts, I love structure, and we just fell down to our prior structure. It was highly probable that we would hold this structure, especially printing a large candle at the bottom to a key area of structure. It just was incredibly logical with the charts. And then we followed it up, printing this candle and this candle, which will further evidence that we were going to hold the bottom. And then we had our double bottom in November, and then we were certain that that was it, right? We were certain that we were about to enter a bull market, and that's precisely what we did. So on Bitcoin's rally, once we started that bull run, Bitcoin respected structure really heavily, and so did the total market cap. If you look at it, we respected the bottom and the double bottom. We started to move into a bull market. We had resistance at this level for 2, 4, 6, 8 months. Beautiful, beautiful structure. This structure was our prior support during our peak of the rally, and it was our resistance during phase 1 of the bull. Beautiful structure. We broke through that. We started to create our new structure, which is based on this structure. It's very beautiful. We moved into this area, and we're having larger and larger and larger bodies of green candles. An amazing sign. What you want to look for how powerful is our momentum, how strong is this rally. Look on any time frame. Any time frame for a short rally, right? On the shorter time frames or whatever the case may be, when you move in to a key area of resistance and you have larger and larger and larger green bodies, it's incredibly bullish. The problem was we had larger and larger and larger moving into this structure, which was still not good enough. What we really wanted to understand is how are we going to play with this structure, because that is when we had our double top and top. The top played with this structure right here, and the double top played with this structure. And we wanted to understand, most importantly, how are we going to handle this structure? Because if we printed an even larger green body heading into that structure, we would have been off to the races and near $100,000 Bitcoin as we speak. But that's not how this played out the past 2 months. How it played out the past 2 months is we were printing larger and larger and larger, and then we started this candle, and we were off to the races. In the beginning, this candle was quite literally a huge green body candle and bigger than the prior 3. We were looking really good at the beginning of this candle. We were up above 73,000 in Bitcoin. The altcoin market was on fire. Everything was absolutely parabolic. Everyone was at the edge of their seats. And Bitcoin was up here above 73,000, 73,500. The altcoin market is spitting out winners day after day after day. This one's up 20%. This one's up 30%. It was wild. But then we put out a video because we saw something playing out in the charts. This candle hadn't printed yet. We were still in its baby stages of that 2-month candle. But at the time, it was a full-blown green body candle that was absolutely dominating. And we put out a video, and this is what we had to say. Roll the clip. Attention cryptocurrency investors and traders. There is a major correction coming to the crypto space that will take the world by storm and surprise most, but it's going to present one of the best buying opportunities of this bull run if you've missed out so far. So you can see after that took place, we were above 73,000, 73,500. We put out that video and the market started to plummet for the next month and a half. And for the next month and a half, we fell all the way back down here. And that big green candle disappeared. And we were left with this red body candle, thin body, little to no wick, huge upper wick. And it tells a very ugly story, a very deadly story for your favorite altcoins in the entire crypto space. This is one of the worst candles that Bitcoin has printed in a long time, a very long time. Now, to give you a huge hint, this candle and this candle are very, very similar, but polar opposites. Okay? This is a Dragonfly Doji, found typically at the bottoms of downtrends, and they signal a trend reversal. Hence, the long wick to the lower side is bought up in huge fashion, and there's just so much momentum heading into the market. This is the candle that I showed you a couple years ago during the COVID crash, when, again, everyone thought I was crazy. What we do on this channel is we really go against the grain. We really go against the herd. We focus on the facts and the charts. I'm not out here trying to sell pipe dreams to people. I could care less. I really want to help people, and I want to help people with the little bit of knowledge that I have in the charts. I try to share it the best I can, and we happen to have gotten some big calls correct, but we have to give all the respect to the charts because we focus on I don't pay attention to any news. I don't watch any other humans on YouTube. I respect a lot of people on YouTube. They've built incredible communities, and it looks like they're doing awesome things, but I don't watch anybody for the sole purpose of I don't want to be influenced. It's impossible to watch another person and have respect for them and not subconsciously be influenced in your TA. It's impossible. So I stopped watching everybody a couple of years ago, and it's been incredible. I don't watch anything in the news. I could care less what's happening. I focus on the charts and the facts, and that's it. Tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. So this candle is called the Dragonfly Doji. Little to no upper wick, very, very thin body. Thin body just means it opened and closed right around the same price, and a huge lower wick, right? Dragonfly Doji found at the bottoms of downtrends signal a trend reversal. So you can see we had a trend reversal after that candle. It's clear as day, and we were getting bigger body candles as we were heading up. Great things, right? This is the exact opposite. I hate to say it, but this is the exact opposite. This candle is a little bit stronger, and the wick was just ridiculously large. But make no mistake, this is not a Dragonfly Doji. This is the opposite of that, which is called a Gravestone Doji. Hence, gravestone's not a very good thing to have as your name, right? It's Gravestone Doji, by definition, found at the tops of rallies. This looks like a rally. This was found at the top. Oh no. What else does it say? Well, it says that it needs to have a very thin body and little to no lower wick. We do have a thin body. We do have a little to no lower wick. Okay, tell me more. Well, it also needs to have a very large upper wick, which means smart money was taking profits, probably in an area of confluence. We seem to have spent 14 months at that exact area that now we're showing ridiculous weakness. Maybe there's something bigger brewing. Yes, there is. So what we found is also at the same time as printing this Gravestone Doji, we actually held resistance as well on top of all of this at this 2.2 trillion. Keep in mind that 2.2 trillion that we played with for all of those months in a row, yeah, that line, yeah, we just held resistance from that line while printing a Gravestone Doji. So for people to come in and say, you know what we're probably going to do this week or maybe next week is probably rally to 100,000 Bitcoin? Nah, fat chance of that happening. There would be little to no opportunity of that in the coming time. I'll expand upon that in a moment when I'm going to tell you what I think you should be doing at this moment, given the facts that are in the charts. We will get to that in a moment, but I cannot stress enough that we have just printed this Gravestone Doji at the exact area of confluence that we spent 14 months getting beat over the head with that exact area in our 2021 top. We finally rallied in this bull market, showing beautiful signs of structure, but rallying into that exact area that we had trouble with for 14 months, and we showed even more weakness than last time. What do you think that means for the altcoin market? What do you think that means for the Bitcoin market? This is not a good thing. If you want me to come on here and tell you that everything's going to 100x and 1000x, that's not the kind of videos I make. I make real videos that make you say, damn, wow, I understand what he's saying for the first time ever. I've watched all of these videos. This actually makes sense. And by the way, I'm never really going to tell you what you want to hear. Whenever you are really, really bullish and you watch my videos, it's highly likely I'm going to be very bearish. And when you are very bearish and you can't wait to watch my videos so I can tell you Bitcoin's going to go down so you can get cheaper Bitcoin, I'm going to tell you we're going to have a rally because I'm going to be studious and stay true to the facts and the charts, and that usually the facts and the charts are going completely opposite against the herd, which is why I think we're going to be called the contrarians here in this channel. We've been called the underdogs because, look, let's face it, I came from, both of my parents are teenage parents. Okay? When they had me, they were teenage parents. We struggled with welfare. I've been the underdog my whole life. Nobody thought I would ever become successful. I was supposed to be either a drug addict or in jail or doing what else you're supposed to do. I came from not a nice part of town, and, you know, coming from two teenage parents, yeah, they didn't think we were going to amount to much. And here I am. So am I an underdog? Yes, absolutely. And I'm proud of it. But we're contrarians on this channel. Everything I do in my real life Since I was a little kid, I can trace it back to my earliest memories. I've always been a contrarian. Whatever everybody else is doing, I don't care I'm going this way. I don't care that everybody's going that way. And that makes me want to go this way more. Everything in my life, the way I live my life, people, when I see my friends and family, the only thing they ask me is like, Steve, when are you going to like settle down and be like a normal person? I've been basically homeless for 12 years, traveling the world, following my dreams, not doing what they're doing, what is normal. I'm a contrarian in every shape of life, literally. So let me know in the comments down below. What do you think we're going to rename our community the Contrarians? What do you guys think? Comment down below, Contrarians, what you think about it. But let's get back. We printed this candle. What does it mean? What does it mean for you? What should you be doing right now given this candle? Should you just sell everything? No. This is a bull market. This is one aspect of the bull market. This is a larger time frame. Usually I show you the monthly and the weekly. This is the 2 months, so it's kind of hard to grasp how big of a deal this is, but it's a long-term big deal. It's not going to impact today and tomorrow and the next day. We could be rallying today. We could be rallying more tomorrow. That's irrelevant. Tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. This is the big dog. This is where the buck stops. This is the big boss, right? It's this big boss versus little boss. Little boss is the weekly stochastic RSI. That's going to have power. That's going to have muscle. Happens about every 6 months. But this is on a 2-month time frame. The stochastic is on the weekly. There's a big difference. So we could rally. We could rally for weeks. But this is the big boss. And it's really going to be a battle between the two, right? So can you find Gravestone Doji candles that don't pan out? Yes, of course. It's just when they print in such a manner that they do here, the majority of the time they play out the same way. Like if you just look at this chart here, there's a lot of wicks on our chart right here. If you find a bigger wick to the upside or a bigger wick to the downside, look what it means for Bitcoin. Look at this bigger wick on the upside. We had momentum still heading down. Oh yeah, price actually dropped even further. Okay, how about here? We have a wick to the downside and then the downside. Okay, we have momentum to the upside, which means we're finally going to break this area of structure and move on to the next one, which we did. Look at anything. Look at this wick to the downside here. Huge momentum to the upside. Look at here and here. Huge momentum still to the upside. That's how we created a higher high. Look at any of the wicks and tell me that they're wrong. There's not a lot of false signals in terms of a wick on a 2-month time frame. Look at here. We had huge momentum still to the upside. We still didn't make our all-time high. Huge wick here, right? Look at here. We still had huge momentum to the upside. We actually got up here. Look at this. We had huge momentum still. We actually got even up here again before falling down. This is when we were just losing all of that steam. Rejected, downfall. You can see anywhere you look. Look at this huge wick here. Boom, momentum to the upside. So you're trying to tell me that this time will somehow be different. I know everybody wants to see 100K. I know everybody wants to see their favorite altcoin 100x from here, which just sounds ridiculous. But I'm just telling you what is more likely. What is more likely is this playing out over the next handful of months. Let me tell you the message that it's going to deliver. And more importantly, let me tell you what I think you should be doing right now. Given this candle, given its significance, given its importance, given that confluence of structure for 14 months, creating our top, coming into that area, and just getting destroyed. We showed no resilience. We showed no strength. We showed remarkable weakness coming into that zone. I'm just telling you factually, evidence-based, what this is saying about the state of the market right now. Can Bitcoin rally today, tomorrow, next week, the week after that? Yes, 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 yes. Will it be fake outs? Quite possibly. This candle is basically saying, hey, anything in the next couple months that is a rally is going to end up being a fake out. That's what this candle is saying. That's the power of this candle. It's really going to be this candle versus the stochastic RSI. That's going to be the battle. By the way, let me share some insight with the huge difference between the Bitcoin structure and the total market cap structure. So this is the total market cap structure, meaning it's Bitcoin and all altcoins. Our double top from back in 2021 was different, and the way that we just printed this candle right now is different between Bitcoin and all total market cap. Take a look. Total market cap was a lot weaker heading into here in this chart, meaning we didn't create a new all-time high in total market cap. We clearly created a new all-time high in Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's previous all-time high was right here, about 69, and we clearly went way above 73, clearly making a new all-time high, whereas in this chart, we clearly did not make a new all-time high. We showed more weakness heading into this top than the prior Bitcoin one, right? And the 2021 top was different. In the total market cap, we clearly created a much higher double top than our first top. This is our first top, this is our double top. Whereas in Bitcoin, that first top and the double top were pretty close together. It was very, very similar. So it was more pronounced here and less pronounced here. Pretty interesting stuff. So what does this mean? It means that right now, Bitcoin is in a much stronger place than altcoins, plain and simple. What should you be doing? Well, number one, this is a bull market. It is more risky to be out of a bull market than in a bull market. The biggest mistake people make in a bull market, and you can look in the comments, everybody is going to have experienced this. In a bull market, people think they can get cute and try to make more money. So they sell when they think we're going down and they try to buy back in. They have this great idea. I've got this great idea. Guess what? Every single human in the herd has that great idea and they all think they're a genius. So they, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell and then it's going to drop and I'm going to buy back when it goes lower. They all think it's going to work. It never works. Ask your friends. It doesn't work. There's a reason that a small group of people will win in trading and everyone else will lose. It's a very hard game, but that's not how to play it. That's how to be a part of the herd, is having, oh, I got a great idea. I'm gonna sell and it's gonna drop. Yeah, Grandma Betty called you to tell you that. Sell now, sell everything. Steve said we printed this candle. Sell it all and just buy back when it goes lower. Grandma Betty will call you and tell you that. This is a bull run. So if, for example, if you sold now and then we have a stochastic RSI cross and then we start going up 10, 15, 20%, what are you going to do? You'll probably buy back in near the top and then we'll go down again. And this all will repeat. So here's what you should be doing. Trade less. It's more risky to be out of Bitcoin than in Bitcoin. Stay level-headed and have a strategic plan before any of this stuff happens. That's why I gave you the plan. I literally gave you the plan when we were at 73,000. I literally said we're about to have a surprise crash. It's going to take the world by storm. And by the way, here's the strategy that you should do. If we correct 15 to 20%, boom, this is what you do. If we correct between 20 and 30%, boom, this is what you do. I gave you the plan almost 2 months ago. I want you to follow the plan. The plan so far has led to ridiculous profits. It was just a simple plan back above 73,000 when they still thought I was crazy. Like, man, Steve's been right a lot, but a crash at 73,000, is he crazy? We're going to 100,000. Look at what happened. Look at how this printed. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. This is a deadly candle. So that's what I'll leave you with. By the way, shout out to everybody who just signed up to the indicator bundle. Next week, I'm going to be doing a bonus video from my heart with a lot of really cool stuff for you guys, completely free, just to say thank you to everybody for the indicator bundle. Next week, how do you get that video? You watch your email. It'll be coming out next week. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you right back here in the next video. This bull run is our road to 500,000 subscribers, but I need your help. Today, tell one person about our YouTube channel. how we spit facts, go against the herd, take no paid sponsorships of any kind. Road to 500,000, let's go.